Today, we're back on the trails for one final adventure in BC. Over the past 3 days, we have been exploring some incredible terrain here in the Kootenays, and now we're taking our last challenge, Breer Pass. This mountain pass will lead us up and over the rugged peaks into the breathtaking subalpine and eventually drop us back on the other side, heading back towards Calgary. Ready for a scenic drive through some of BC's most stunning landscapes? Stick around and let's hit the trail. What is up, and welcome back to our third day of our BC adventures. I hope you guys are enjoying this little bit of a series, and I hope you're looking forward to our last day. Our last day, we're doing actually a very popular trail, Breer Pass. Not even really a trail, it's kind of like yesterday where it's a maintained Forest Service road, and we're going to be taking that through the mountains to get back on the other side of the mountain ridge where we are going to be heading home after our 4 days in beautiful British Columbia. With that being said, as I said, Breer Pass isn't too difficult, so we're going to be enjoying our time. It's way shorter than going way down south, so we're kind of using this as a little bit of a shortcut through BC while enjoying some epic views and some fun trails. So let's go ahead and hit the trail. With our tires aired down, we headed into the trees, making our way towards the mountain pass. As a frequently traveled route in the summer and a vital link between the two communities, the trail was relatively smooth compared to the rougher paths we've seen in previous days. But this was no highway. The trail wound along the mountainside with a valley stretching out beside us. It didn't take long before we started our climb, gradually gaining elevation and catching a glimpse of the breathtaking views waiting ahead. With each meter we ascended, the road grew narrower, at times shrinking down to a single lane. Look at that view behind us. It's much better than taking the main road. And like I said in my other 2 videos of this adventure, I've done some of these trails before. In particular, Breer Pass is one of them. We did it back when the Forester was pretty stock, and we were able to do it no problem. So as I said, this is, again, not a difficult trail, but it's a pretty epic one. It takes you into considerably alpine, subalpine. There's a little lake up there, a nice little place to enjoy the views before you head back down the other side. And to add on top of that, it actually does cut down the Caslow to Kimberley or Cranbrook transit time quite a bit, especially if you're able to keep the 50 kilometers an hour on here. It probably cuts it in half for kilometers and probably takes off a third of it in drive time. So not only do you get an epic view and to explore some amazing terrain like, well, this, you can see the top of the mountain over there, you also get to shave down a little bit of time. I would highly recommend it if you're in the area and looking for a fun little exploration. As I said, stock Subarus have no problem doing it. Last time we were here, we actually met with a stock Subaru that had bike racks on it, and it did it no problem. Had to do it slower, but it still had no problem. And there's that epic view I'm talking about. The larches are just changing. Unfortunately, we didn't get right into larch season this trip, so we didn't get to see all the larches down below, but up here in the subalpine, we are starting to see that. As we emerged from the dense trees into the subalpine, the mountain peaks began to come into view. Their larch-covered slopes painted with the warm colors of fall. Continuing our ascent, we passed through a small recreation site
then made our final push towards the summit, nestled between two towering peaks. Finally, we crested the last climb, and an epic view unfolded before us. A breathtaking descent blanketed in vibrant autumn hues, stretching down the mountainside.
And well, check this out. We've got the Forester at the summit of Grey Creek Pass. It's going down on that side into that beautiful valley, and it's going down on that side into that valley. So we have officially topped out on Grey Creek Pass. Again, it doesn't take you to the complete alpine because I can just see the tip there, and there's still some trees, so that wouldn't even be considered alpine. It's still subalpine, but it's absolutely amazing. The colors here this fall are awesome. Like, look at that. And then same with the larches on that point. Absolutely amazing. But with that being said, it is time to head back down ahead. We're gonna go into Kimberley, so this is the way we're going down. But of course, there's always people leaving trash. I can't take that trash to back down, so hopefully someone's reported it. I think it's missing its license plates, of course, so it's probably been stolen, and there's enough people that have gone through here that it's definitely been reported. Yeah, all the plates are gone, so it's definitely stolen. So unfortunately, that's probably gonna have to get towed out before this winter, but you just can never complain about this epic view here on the summit of any of these mountain passes in BC.
As we begin our descent down the other side of the pass, heading towards our first glimpse of civilization in 3 days, we couldn't help but savor the incredible view surrounding us. This side of the pass brought a slightly rougher trail with loose dirt and rocks, but it didn't slow us down much. We quickly re-entered the forest, winding our way down the valley. Now, not surrounded by the jagged peaks, but the tree-covered mountaintops, we picked up the pace as we entered the longest stretch of the trail.
There's smooth patches and then there's rough patches. And while the climb was steep going into Grey Creek, we have a much more gradual but pretty rough descent back into Kimberley. This walking road goes for a long time. It's pretty much like you quadruple what the climb from Haslow to Grey Creek is, so you do have a little bit more of a descent. But it's not too bad. There is some traffic because there's so much access here, and as you can see, it is definitely a little rough, but we're able to kind of keep our speed and keep it going. But it's definitely nice with all the full colors right now. As you see at the top, there's lots of larches changing. Down here, we still kind of got the leaves changing a little bit, so it's definitely a really nice drive. It'd be really cool to do this probably a little bit later, where we have the trees all yellow in here, including the larches, but then you'd run up to risk at the top about the pass.
The once rough trail began to smoothen out as the descent leveled off, signaling that we were finally getting closer towards civilization. Crossing the final bridge, we joined the main logging road that would lead us back to the paved roads and ultimately civilization.
And there we go. We're officially off a Grey Creek Pass and on one of the 4 service roads that will take us all the way to Kimberley. So we have completed Grey Creek Pass and, well, my Forester and Jeff's Crosstrek with a little bit of damage. If you want to see what the damage is, you should probably go check out his Instagram. He has an Instagram for the Crosstrek, so go check that out. I will put it in the comments down below so you can go click on it and see what happened, as well as see some of the epic views from the trip. With that being said, this is going to close the 3 video series of us exploring beautiful British Columbia. There is going to be plenty more adventures in the future, but that is going to be the end of this series. So I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you want to see on the next adventure. And while you're down there, don't forget to go ahead, check out Flat for Off-Road for building off-road Subarus like these, and don't forget to go ahead and check out the channel memberships to help support doing amazing things like this. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next adventure.